Welcome to Bold Conscious Connections. My name is Raju Panjwani and I'm a certified leadership coach.
And I'm Triccia Ramos, a certified high performance coach. Together, we help business leaders redefine success on their terms to create more space and energy so that they live impactful lives.
Everyone wants to be seen, heard, and understood. So at a deeper level, we know that the collective consciousness is important to raise in this world, and leaders who are influencers can make that difference. We, in our coaching programs, teach people how to focus on the interconnectedness, heart-centeredness, and growth from within. And this is what this podcast will be about.
So stay tuned and subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts.
Talk to you very soon.
We're so excited for today's episode because we just finished hosting our first ever 3-day virtual summit called Bold Conscious Leaders Summit.
Man, I tell you, the way we imagined it and visualized it, which was just 5 weeks earlier, or it wasn't even less than that, and then to promote it and just everything coming together, and wow, I mean, to do that 6 hours a day for 3 days, 18 hours, gave me certainly an insight into how these other guys do it, and they do it for 5 days and whatever else they do. But it takes a lot of work, and frankly, we're just so delighted that we could really expand this community that we're just so honored to be connected to.
And it's really about that, right? We, of course, began by thinking about how can we bring our community together. So the summit was about, it was meant for entrepreneur coaches and entrepreneurial-minded corporate leaders who perhaps are in transition, whether it's being forced upon them by their companies or maybe, something internally is pulling them to go into, a different route. So we wanted to put together an event that would bring together some of our, friends who are entrepreneur coaches in their own respective expertise, their own fields, and the clients, of course, that would perhaps be interested in doing that kind of work. So it was, I think the thing that we really were most pleased about was the community that came from those 3 days.
And all over the world too, right? So as far as the Philippines, India on one side of the world, and the West Coast and West Europe, I mean, it was just everywhere. So I think we were also pleased that we found people in that group that attended, people we didn't know, and obviously it was a good way for us to get to know who they were, and then for them to get to know who we are, and that's why these things are put together, to really get the message that we specifically are trying to get out there, which is really around conscious business and unity consciousness, as we call it.
Or another way would be like woo-woo business building. And
we're considering seriously our next summit to be called Woo-Woo Leaders Summit. But
yeah, it was really amazing though, because I think I was so impressed and did not expect people from the other side of the world to tune in for as long as they did.
Yeah, 4 or 5 in the morning, their time.
Yeah.
Through the night, 6 hours a day. I mean, that was just...
That was incredible. That was such a nice surprise. And it just goes to show you that, whatever that is for you, let's say you have a service or you have a message that you want to get out there. Remember that if there's a message you want to get out there, it's because someone else also is looking to hear that message. That was such a great reminder for us, because when we saw that we had people tuning in when it was midnight their time and staying all the way to the end, that to us was such a great reminder of keep going,
Right.
keep hosting these types of events. People want it. And sometimes, when you're an entrepreneur, you're doing this kind of work and you're just starting out, sometimes it may seem like maybe there's not enough people out there that are looking to hear what you have to say. And this event was such a great testimonial that, we have a way to be able to connect to anybody all over the world now. And chances are, who wants to connect with you, they're just somewhere else. And if you can, make sure that everything you're doing allows you to be seen, and you're putting yourself out there, you're being bold and practicing, certain marketing using social media, organic growth. We had some amazing speakers that talked to us about that, about attraction marketing. It was really awesome. And then like we started this podcast off with the community aspect that came from hosting the breakout rooms.
Right. I mean, how they got to know each other, within, either 2, 4, or 5 people, depending on the size of the breakout at that moment. It was just so amazing to watch and just be part of. I mean, and certainly with some of the people, I mean, most of the people that brought their expertise, the speakers, I mean, we couldn't have done without them, and the messages that they brought. I mean, we're trying to live this as we expand our business for 2021 and 22. We're also just being bold to go out there, because this is what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And we are, we're
just stepping into the arena and doing
exactly.
it. Someone did ask me, have you followed this person? She puts on virtual summits. Have you done XYZ? And I actually felt really good saying, I never heard of the person. I've not watched one course or listened to one piece of iota about how to host virtual summits. We're really just creating it based on what we know, perhaps what we've seen in the way that others have conducted their summits. So what we want to say to you is, there's really no wrong way to do this, because right now it's kind of a blank slate. 2021, where we're all just, now that we're past 2020 and we're, creating a new normal now. The message here is, if you want to create community, if you want to open up ways to collaborate and look for other like-minded and heart-centered people like you, then you just have to get out there and do it, because you'll figure stuff out along the way. And we certainly had so much fun, honestly, memorable week. The days leading up to it, the days leading up after it, we're still basking in the glory of what those 3 days were about, and how fun it was for our team too.
And I was going to say, the team that we were lucky to assemble for us, and they've been working with us for a while, last few months. And oh my God, just rely and empower people to just make certain things their responsibility, and they shine. And the other thing I was going to say is, whatever you need to do, get started. Focus on that smallest possible, if you think that you don't have a message, just whatever that mess is that of your life that you struggled with in the past, or that you overcame or are overcoming, that is perhaps the message that somebody wants to hear, because someone's going through what you went through. And we actually encourage people to start small, start focus on that narrow niche. And getting started is the main thing. And we didn't know how to host a summit. We just been part of others, and we just figured we'll have our own imagination of what it would look like. And it was pretty much what we visualized.
Beyond what we even imagined, right? And, I think if you can tune into what Raju was saying, which is like, what is your mess that is now your message? If you can really let that drive you, so that you can step into the arena and give yourself permission to be bold and express yourself in a way that only you can. If you can do that, great. If your vision is way bigger than you can handle, then find help, right? Like, get a partner, get help. Find a mentor, find a coach, or find someone who has the same, desire that feels like is in alignment with, and, do what we did. We teamed up, and because we teamed up, because we decided to collaborate at first, it was just a collaboration, then it became a partnership. Because we decided to do that, man, we are doing things that we never would have imagined would be happening on our own. And that is such a powerful thing to step into and to realize. Once you realize that you're in the midst of something great, then that spirit, right? Like that drive, that why becomes that much stronger. And And it's really freaking fun.
Yes, and it's not without its challenges. Don't misunderstand that. But we're saying we may bring different skill sets to this, but we bring an aligned purpose of that movement and whatever that is, right? So whatever that is for you, we also changed some of our mission and purpose as we began and where we are today. And the more aligned that feels, the more juices start to flow, the courage comes. And it requires sometimes when one person's wobbling, the other person can lift them up. And we all know the power of partnerships and collaborations. Yes, you got to find the right one. And that's also a blessing and luck, but you got to step out there, because if you haven't tested it, then you don't know what works, what doesn't work.
Well, and then it's effort, right?
And then it's effort.
And we started off talking about community, and we met because we both, before we met, joined a mastermind community. And it was in that container that we met each other. So you really just never know who you can meet or who you'll encounter that will be in alignment with you, or you'll be in alignment with them. You just don't know. You have to get out there and step out beyond your current circle, right? If there's something in you that's, calling your name, that's wanting you to turn this way, turn that way, like your hunch, your intuition, and you don't really know what to do with it, it's time for you to explore and, join groups, find a mentor, hire a coach. You don't have to do our programs, but do somebody else's program. Yes. So that you can really expand the way that you think about the world, expand your beliefs about yourself and what you're capable of. And that's the beginning of you starting to own and participate in your infinite potential.
One thing is for sure, if you're not spending the time with people outside of you in your circle, or you think that you can figure this out while you're reading, perhaps, and just self-exploring, that is not a great way, frankly, because that could be wasting a lot of time of yours. You have the right inkling, then just go find those sorts of people that you're looking for. There's plenty out there. And I think by speaking and starting to express yourself and communicating with others is where the growth's going to come from, and that collaboration or the right partnership is going to come along. Because I could sit there at home and be part of all these virtual things or do whatever, study. It's not gonna make a difference, because you're still in the same habitual, conditioned way of responding and thinking and talking to yourself.
Yes, and maybe you're hearing this and you're saying, yeah, but I just want to do me. I just want to find my own voice and listen to me right now. And we're saying to you, fine, you can do that, of course. That is your free will to do. Just know that, the longer it takes for you to get out there and to fully embody your higher self, the longer it'll take for the people that are waiting for you and your message to get the help that perhaps you can assist them with. So just keep that in mind, that
it does take time to find your community. If you're
listening to this, it's because we're saying that you're a service-oriented, heart-centered individual. So it's about unity consciousness, and we're all interconnected. And it's how we participate in the oneness that is all, right? So, we encourage you to reach out, own your experience, expand your impact, and create those communities. If you don't feel that you have the people supporting you, look for them. And really, it starts with making a decision.
Absolutely. So make one today. And, the moment if you can find something, start your own movement, because movements is what gives you momentum as well. And or if you've already if you find a movement that you want to be part of, then be part of that. But it's very important to connect with others. And I think I'm just so happy and honored that we're working together, and
Me too.
We don't know where it's all going, but we all know it's all happening, because the fact that we stepped into the arena with a powerful summit, I think is just great testimony to that power of connection and the power of proximity with others. And then you just, it's okay. Some people will be on the journey, some won't be, and that's all good.
Yeah.
So you attract who you attract, and I think that's what this is about.
And stay tuned, because there'll be more summits coming.
You betcha.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if so, make sure to subscribe, download, and share it with your sphere of influence.
We bring a variety of topics to you, and it's like a masterclass for those topics, and it's all free.
So take a screenshot, share it on your social media, and add the hashtag #BoldConsciousConnections so that we can find you, see you, maybe say hello.
And if you want to deep dive into some of the topics that we bring to you, find us at www.livemasterminds.com and get to know us.
Take care.